This is a great day. This is a joyous day. This is the day of covenant, a day of memory, and a day of promise. There's so many things that I could say today, but I want to keep it simple. I want to keep it straight. Remember when they were questioning Jesus and they asked him about all of the commandments, and they said, Jesus, which is the first and greatest commandment? What is the greatest one? Now Jesus could have dazzled them with his understanding and grasp of the law, because it wasn't just the 10 commandments there, but the commandments had been expanded into a teaching and an understanding. There were over 800 laws. Over 800 laws that govern our life with God. Jesus could have blown them all away. Come on, he was Jesus. But instead, he chose to do this. You remember? He said that the first and greatest commandment is that you shall love the Lord your God, right? With all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your strength. Then he said, and the second is like unto the first. That you love your neighbor as yourself. So today I would say this, that parents and sponsors, so much has been said, so much was read. We ask you to make sure that Autumn knows this and make sure that Autumn knows that. Just in case you weren't taking notes, it was a lot. I would say this. That the two things that Autumn's parents and sponsors, and that we might know today that might bless us, there are only two things. Two simple things. These things I pray that we will open our heart and place them inside our heart and keep them there forever. God's mercy and God's grace as a gift. God's mercy and God's grace as a gift. Now we all stood in the presence of God, warmed by the candle, wet by the water, but we promised that we would keep in mind that God is gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love. Somebody's got to remember that God is love. And somebody's got to agree to tell Autumn time and time again. If there's a song about God's love, oh, we got to sing that song. If there's a picture about God's love, then we need to get that picture for young Autumn. God is love. God's mercy abounds. We need some evangelists. Does anybody agree or volunteer to be a messenger of love today? Show of hands. All right, we got one. Hallelujah. I see 2, 3. All right, 4. Okay, good. God's love and God's mercy surrounding us like a warm blanket. I know we live in California, and the best it gets is a little cool at night. But there are places where we must wrap ourselves up to survive in a chilly climate. It's up to us first to remember God's message of love comes to us in mercy. You heard the story of Abraham, that when God was ready to build a new people, a new nation. Did he go to 2 teenagers who could hardly keep their hands off each other? No. Abraham was an old guy. He was pushing 90. He was old. Some might say that his get up and go had got up and gone. Right? And God chose Abraham. Why? Because God is a great God and can do anything. He chose Abraham and Sarah to show his mercy. I teased my wife about having another baby, but here we had Abraham, who was pushing 90, and then we had Sarah as well, who was past childbearing years. But God said, you two, come here. Come here. I'm doing something new, a work of love, grace, and mercy. And I'd like you to be part of it. So God wrapped them in love and with his mercy, and he gave them this promise. He said, Abraham, look up. You will have more children than the number of stars in the evening sky. With all the street lights these days, it's hard to count the stars. But in those days, the night sky was full of points of light. He even changed his name from Abram to Abraham. You know what the name means? Father of a great multitude. So he would meet people and they would say, hey, what's your name? He would probably say, Abraham. They say, wow, father of a nation. How many kids do you have? None. But he had God's mercy. God also promised, in case he didn't get the first word picture, he said, you all will have more children than the number of grains of sand at the seashore. That's a lot. But was God's word true? We stand today as children of Abraham and Sarah. Across the world, millions, maybe even billions of people of faith. So we want to wrap our new child. Notice I said our new child, because her parents will learn that the babies don't come to them, they come through them to the community. But we want to wrap our child in God's mercy and love. Amen? Amen. So I'm going to ask Mom and Dad to come and to bring the youngin'. And we're going to wrap her up. That's right. Are you ready to be wrapped? Wrap that in, Mom? Okay. Are you ready to be wrapped? Otto. We're going to wrap her up. All right. Wow. You know? Thank you, but I already have a Porsche. No, I don't. Yes. Autumn, there will be times when you will feel like you're lonely and that nobody loves you. You know those days. Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. I think I'll eat a worm. Days when you're going to want to sing that song, but remember that you are loved and cared for by many. You might even want to wrap yourself up in this blanket like that. Yes. Or there may be times when you're looking around and may not have all the resources that you think you need to do what you like to do. Well, let me tell you, your mom or dad, they're going to help you. If they won't help you, I know your grandparents will help you. And if they won't help you, I know your sponsors will help you. And if they can't help you, then all of us will help you as well. And then there will be a time when they'll want to teach you and tell you that there's a love that is greater than all of us. No. They'll want to tell you about the love of Jesus. That's going to be really fun. Okay? I'm going to let you go for now. Yes. But just remember, God's love and God's mercy has a great gift. Oh, so sweet, so sweet. In closing, just a reminder that we see ourselves as accomplished and wise and strong and brave, but in the presence of God, all of us are just little crying babies.